Hello everyone, welcome back to Kiran's English Hub. In this video, I'm going to explain you the previous paper CDS exam. This is the time 1 exam in 2022 and CDS 2 exam is going to be conducted in the September month and that is on 4th. So this exam is already completed. So this is the paper that you got for English. So I'm going to explain you all the English question and answers in this case, along with all the grammar part, right? So let us get started with the spotting errors here. And before we get into this video, I request everyone, please do subscribe to my channel so that you will get all the further updates of all the upcoming videos along with all the previous question paper explanations. So in this explanation, I'm not just going to only give you the answers of previous questions, but I'm going to give you the grammar rules. I'm going to give you some of the techniques how you should solve those questions. So that would be very much helpful for you. Let us get started with the first one, spotting errors. Look at this spotting errors. The sentence is divided into 4 parts, A, B, C, D. One of these parts has the error. The whole section is in the same way. It consists of 10 questions. Let us read this sentence here. This task is being undertaken for the benefit of young people in needed at the instance of the chief of the group. Okay, so look at this. This task is being undertaken. Remember, this is the passive voice here. This is the passive voice here. In the passive voice, being is followed by V3. Okay, is plus being plus V3. Remember, is, am, are, was, were. In the passive voice, they are followed by being plus V3, passive continuous voice. This task is being undertaken for the benefit of young people who are in need, not needed. So we need only the people who are in need. Okay. So error is in the B part. Next. If I'm the principal of the school, I would abolish all examinations. This is if conditional case here. This is second if conditional. If conditions, there are 3. This is second if conditional. So in the imaginary case, whenever you are referring to something which is unfulfilled case, remember it is always were. He were, I were, you were, they were. All the subjects I, we, you, they, he, she, it must be used only with were in the case of imaginary cases if conditionals. Next, third one, my mother is thinking that I should stop drinking. My mother is thinking that I should stop drinking. Now, where is error? Not my mother is thinking. My mother's opinion is that I should stop drinking, right? So, opinion in the sense, not is thinking. My mother thinks that, not thinking that. Next, students have a good time in the class today. Students have a good time in the class today. We are referring to the action which is completed. So, what you can use here? Students had a good time, not have a good time. Next, more than 30 lakh people were inculcated against COVID-19 on March 15th. So more than 30 lakh people, there is no error till here. More than 30 lakh people, plural, were plus inculcated, that means vaccinated. Okay, V3 can be used against COVID-19 on March 15th. So no error in this case. Next, LIC was found on September 1, 1956. Via the Life Insurance Act Corporation. Okay, look at this. Found in the sense you lose something and you find something. We are referring to this as an establishment. Establishment is founded, not found. Next, full many a flower are born to blush unseen. Remember, full many a flower followed by is, not are. Singular case this is. Next, I shall be glad to help everyone of my boys in their studies. Whenever you are coming across indefinite pronouns, everyone, no one, someone, anyone, remember the pronoun that must be used along with that is HIS, is, not even her. Next, most heart attacks involve discomfort in the center or in the center, same case must be repeated in the center or in the left, okay, side of the chest. So error is in the C part. Next, for most cannot be used for the most food parks, okay, or for the most food park or for the most food parks. Multiple errors can be used here. A is your answer. Next, fill in the blanks. Look at the 11th one here. 15 years dash Elizabeth left her career and moved. We are referring to the past case here. 15 years ago, before, since, behind. What you can use here? 15 years ago, Elizabeth left her career and moved to India. Next, let us check 16 here. There is nothing dash than a busy life. There is nothing good than, good cannot be used, positive degree, then is used. In the comparative cases, we can go with easier or better. These two are the comparative degrees, right? Good is positive degree, best is superlative degree, easier is comparative degree, better is also comparative degree. So then is used only with the comparative degrees. Okay, so that is B or D. Which one can we use in out of these two? Which one is correct? There is nothing easier than a busy life, there is nothing better than a busy life. We're referring to it a general case. We're not speaking about something which is hard or something easy. We are referring to which is good, which is bad. So D can be used in this case, and here we can go with A. Next, let us go to 12th one here. The government has is always followed by V3. Have forms has, have, had, they're followed by verb form 3. So which of these is verb form 3 here? The government has entered, that is B. Next, let us check 17 here. I wish I dash young again. Again, this is imaginary case. Okay, imaginary cases, just before I told you, it must come with verb, that is A. Next, whatever dash, please keep calm. Whatever has happened, whatever is happening, whatever has been happening, whatever happens, you are asking somebody to please, saying that please keep calm. That means something is about to happen. So what you can use here? Whatever happens, don't bother, just be quiet. Next, he must work very hard and make up dash lost time. He make up what? He make up dash lost time. He make up with lost time, we make up for lost time, we make up during, cannot be used, we make up again. What you can use? That means you should construct again sometime, that is for. You should bring back all that. Next, your attempt can hardly be called successful, for it had dash had. This is had here is V3, and V3 is used with have, has, had. Okay, your answer is have or has. Which one can we use? B, C is out. So for it have, for it has. He, she, and it. These three are used with only has. So we can go with the which answer here? Fourth one. Next. Look at the 14 left side. Dash road we take, we shall be late. Whatever the road, what road cannot be used, which road cannot be used, whichever the road. That means we are referring to the alternatives. Okay, road number 2 or road number 1, alternatives, this or this. So in this type of alternatives, we have to go with whichever road. Next one, the news is dash good to be true. The news is, see here we have one combination, two are used together in the degree case, so is followed by that. Next, good, enough good cannot be used, this must be good enough. If at all blank is given, remember good enough must be there. Very is used directly, so only combination is 2, that is B. The news is too good to see. Next, as per the existing market rate, 12 dozen dash 100 rupees. As per the present rate, 12 dozen cost, 12 dozen is it. Okay, so it cost cannot be used, it is never followed by V1. Costed is costing, what you can use? It costs, we are referring to the price of the product. Okay, so price must be expressed in the simple present only. Next, idioms and phrases here. Let us check for the first one. Be out for a count. Be out for a count in the sense to become very unconscious by sleeping. Sleep deeply. First one. Next, everyone and his brother. Everyone and his brother in the sense, everybody, like, all the people. So an individual and all his relatives to think about universal brotherhood. Large number of people. Third one you can use here. Next, go by book. Go by the book. Go by the book. Going by the book in the sense to following the rules. To buy the book, to understand the book, to follow someone, to follow the rules exactly. That is the fourth option. Next, fleet of the clay is to try to tell that you don't have any problem. It is simply hiding some mistakes. So very soft fleet, difficult in running, slow in actions, hidden faults. That is fourth one. Next, double talk. What is double talk? Double talk is to have multiple meanings when you are talking. Interfering while someone is talking, speaking with double meanings. You can use be here. Next, feel the pinch. This is related to the financial problems, related to money. Okay. Being hurt and wounded by someone to remain silent on injustice, having financial problems. That is C. Next, at someone's elbow. At someone's elbow is to be, surrounded, like, being nearby somebody, like you are just like an assistant for him, being just like assistant who could always help him. So to be dominated, to be near someone in order to help. That is the second one we can use. Next, the feathers fly. What do you mean the feathers fly? Feathers fly in the sense it is in a rough kind of argument and all. Add more success, fight or argue a lot. That is the B option. Next, trading on eggshells. Trading on eggshells in the sense to be very cautious whenever you are in the public, whenever you are speaking to somebody. So taking care of eggs, no. Intending you to grow very fast, no. Making the best bets, no. To be careful in speech and actions. Fourth one can be used. A foreign conclusion. A foreign conclusion in the sense any exact result. Generous gift, confusing gift, obvious speculation, inevitable. Inevitable in the sense anything that is certain, exact, okay, particular result can be used. Next, this ordering of the sentences here. Look at the first one. As soon as the government was passed, or as soon as the session commenced, the government pressed to do something. Government pressed to do something can be used. This can be one connector here. That is Q and R we can use. Look at this. As soon as the session commenced. That means we can go with P and S one combination and Q and R one combination. So which one can you use here? PSQR. That is C option. Next, they do not come within my subject, lightly esteemed by me. If I don't speak to them, it is because and not because they are. What you can use here? Which can be the beginner. Lightly esteemed. Q cannot be used in the beginning. Q is out. And cannot be beginner anywhere. Any S sentence here? Yes. Eliminate that. So only beginner is R. Let us check with R. If I don't speak to them, it is because they do not come within my subject and not because they are lightly esteemed by me. Look at this. R, P, another one is S, Q. R, P, S, Q is the fourth option. Next, no magnanimous victor, the fortune of the war had. Okay, had is followed by V3 always. Okay, so had V3 in the sense we can go with one combination, that is after had only put can be used as V3. So QR one combination. Check for QR combination. QR is here, QR is here, QR is here. Okay, in three cases it is there. Fourth one we can eliminate here. Let us check with this. The fortune of the war had put in his power so cruelly. That comes as the ending meaning, right? Let us check this. No magnanimous victor would treat those whom the fortune of the war had put in his power. So we can go with P and S one combination, PSQR. That is the B option we can use. Next, call in question whatsoever say of him is honesty of purpose. No one dare call him. Dare is followed by V1 case. Let us check with this sentence here. Which one can we use in the beginning? QSP. That means R cannot be used in the beginning. Let us check with multiple ones. Whatever else one may say of him, no one dare call his question. No one dare call in question his honesty of purpose. Can we use that? Whatever, yeah, whatever can be the beginner, right? So we can go with the QR case. Okay, so QR in the sense we have C here. Whatever else one may say of him, no one dare call in question his honesty of purpose. Can be used, meaningful. Next, has become can never be used in the beginning. Before has, we must have singular subject. Let us check for that. Okay, what we can use? Ever since COVID-19 pandemic began, a fixture of everyday life has become calibrating disease related risk. No, ever since COVID-19 pandemic began, calibrating disease risk has become a fixture of everyday life. So we can pattern it with Q, S, P, and R. Do we have this QSPR? That is the first option we can absolutely use. Next, late 60s. He is in his late 60s. Can we go with that? He still enjoys health, although he is in his late 60s. Okay, look at this. Q, he still enjoys. Vigorous is adjective followed by noun. Only noun is health. Okay, that is S we can use. Vigorous health, although he is okay, that is R. He is in his, again followed by noun, in his late 60s. 60s is the noun, that is P. QSRP. QSRP is the C. Next, inviting as a retort of abuse, nothing, and cannot be used. QR combination cannot be used. QR is out here. See, this is QR. Again, another QR is there. Eliminate that. Okay, your answer is B or D. Which one can you use? B or D? Let us check with B. R can use in the beginning. Again, R cannot be started because and is there. And sentences never start with um, in the beginning. Let us check this. Only remaining one is D. Nothing is so easy, and inviting as a retort of abuse and sarcasm, but it is a flattery and an unprofitable contest. Fourth one can be used. Next, introduces verb cannot be used in the beginning. We have to check for the noun. An epigram noun, okay, pointed saying verb cannot be used. That cause, again, relative pronoun cannot be used. Only sentence must start with Q. With Q we have two, QR or QP. An epigram is a brief and a dash. An epigram is a brief pointed saying, brief introduces. Which one can be used? Brief and pointed saying that frequently introduces antithetical ideas that cause one to think afresh. Ideas would cause one to think fresh. So we can start with Q is a brief and pointed saying. Brief is adjective, pointed is adjective. That is QR combination. QR combination is only B here. Next, of antithesis whereby to. Of cannot be used in the beginning. Predicted at once. Oxymoron is a special form contradict special form of antithesis. Can we use this form of? That means R and P. Okay, special form of antithesis whereby two contradictory qualities are predicted at once. That means P S and another final one is Q. R P S Q. That is the C option. Next, and marble and cannot be used in the beginning. Him cannot be used in the beginning. Again, and cannot be used in the beginning. Okay, so only beginning that we can use here is Q. With Q, we have two sentences. QR, QR. So QR is continuous here. People talk of memorials to him in statues of bronze, metals. Okay, check this: bronze and marble. Okay, that means Q, R and P one combination, and the remaining one is they thus mock him and believe his message. That means devalue or contradict. That is S. Believe in the sense contradict. Okay, so QPRS, which one can use? Sorry, QRPS. QRPS is C. Next one, ordering of the sentences here. In this section, S1 and S6 sentences are same in their position. You have to only rearrange PQRS, these PQRS. Okay, S6 is the first sentence, S6 is the last sentence. You have to change only these PQRS sentences. Okay, let us check with this. Only this PQRS you must change. Check with the first one. Hunger and malnutrition are outcomes of food insecurity or the inability to access adequate food nutrition. Let us check with this. Okay, look at this. In 2001-3, every fifth Indian, directly Indian is introduced here. That cannot be used in the introductory statements. Let us check for the next one. The rate of decline in proportion of the underground through 1990s was much slower in comparison to the decline in poverty headcount ratio. Let us check next one. Hunger related poverty remains one of the major deprivations in India. Here, this is interaction. Okay, that means we have to go with R. RP or RQ, which one can use? Let us check with RP. In 2000, every fifth Indian. Again, this is here repeated. Okay, so P cannot be used in the starting, but P can be used after R. Okay, because already India is introduced there, was found to be undernutrition. The rate of decline in proportion of lies undernutrition of the undernutrition. The is mentioned already above. So we can go with, sorry, this is P and another one is Q. So check for this combination. RPQ combination is the first one. That is your answer. Next, the Indian Meteorological Department was established in 1975 and continuation is needed for this. Check for this. Look at this. It is a Natural Meteorological Service. What do you mean by it here? This IMD, we are referring to this IMD as it here. So we have to go with S in the beginning. With S, we have two statements: SRQP, SQRP. So P is the last one, however, we have to find the middle ones. So it is the Natural Meteorological Service and the principal agency in all matters related to meteorology. So what is the next one we can use? R or Q? The IMD in the sense which is mentioned. Next, the crop yield formation unit. Which one can be used in this two? The IMD issued the first operation long-range forecast of seasonal southwest monsoon rainfall in India. That means it has introduced one program. The crop yield formation unit, which is the unit here? This unit of the department has developed statistical models using correlation. That means we have to go with R in the beginning and after that we have to use Q. So SRQP, that is the second option. Next. Let us point two questions. One, what ails our parliamentary system? Okay. Now, which one can be used in the beginning? To search for an answer, we begin with next. 2. That means here 1, another one is 2. How democratic is our democracy? So 1 and 2 combination, that means we have to first use S1 and after that we have to use Q in the beginning. So with Q, how many options do we have? We have 2. QR or QP. And again in this statement, Q is in the beginning, blank blank, and in the two statements we can see S and S. That means S is there. So RP or PR, which one can be used? Let us check. 2. How democratic is our country, is our democracy? Next one, what we can use? We have two statements here. Forget about S, forget about Q. For a system to survive, grow and prosper, it needs to be supported by democratic political culture. Next, to search for an answer. See, these are the questions, right? So to search for an answer for these questions, that is the continuation. That means P and final one is R. So which is the answer here? QPRS is the D. Next. People of every country think very highly of themselves and consider their country the best or the greatest. Okay, look at this here. Under discard, no meaning in the beginning. We have to keep to what is good. Maybe no country can be absolutely good. Why good here? Somebody is thinking about the best way. So Q is somewhat related. One must cultivate the ability to discern the form. No. Check with Q. With Q we have QP or QR. Let us check with this. No country can be absolutely good, just as no man can be thoroughly good. Okay. And discard what is bad. QP. Another one is one must cultivate the ability to discern the good form of the bad. Next, one has to keep what is good and discard what is bad. See, S and P is one combination. Now, out of these two, which has S and P combination, that is C. Next, poverty is wrongly considered an evil. Why is it considered as an evil? Let us check. Most of the great men on earth are those who have sprung from the ranks of the poor. The home of poverty, the children of rich men are not so fortunate enough as those of poor men, because the home of poverty free from the curse. That means we can connect R and Q. This is one combination. Check for this R and Q combination. RP is there? No. RQ, okay. QR, no. RP, no. Your answer is B. So this is a shortcut you have to use, okay. Look at this. Poverty is wrongly considered an evil. The poor led happier life than the rich. Okay. How? The children of the rich man are not so fortunate as those of poor men. The home of poverty, free from care and social envy, is characterized by love and unity among its members. Most of the great men on earth, those who have sprung from the ranks of the poor. Now, to abolish poverty would be to destroy soil upon which man can produce the virtues conducted to higher civilization. Can be used meaningful. Next. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. There is a lot of truth in this proverb. Why there is a lot of truth here? Why is it sad? Okay, let us check. They can go back to their books. P cannot be used in the beginning. Unless pupils, maybe pupils should play for an hour or two, then they can go back to bed. That means S and P combination. Check for S and P. S and P is here. SNP nowhere. So only A is your answer. Pupil should play for an hour or two. Then pupil, they in the sense pupils. So A you can use. That is a shortcut. Next. Sometimes we have to put up with something irksome or unpleasant. That means which is not satisfying, which is unpleasant. Okay. Thus we can get to use to anything. R cannot be used in the beginning. At first, the noise of the machinery. Which noise of the machinery? For suppose we shift to near house near to factory. There you get the noise of machinery. That means P and S combination. As time goes by, we are able to adapt ourselves to it. To it in the sense to that noise. That is Q. Check for this PSQ. PSQ. PS combination is there. Yes. PS anywhere, PS no. Check for C, not Q. Let us check for PS combination. Sometimes you have to put up with something irksome or unpleasant. As time goes by, we are able to adapt ourselves to it so that it becomes part of our life. Thus, we can get used to anything. Suppose we shift into a house near a factory which keeps going all day. At first, the noise of the machinery makes it impossible for us to sleep at night, but we find ourselves getting accustomed to it. Accustomed to it in the sense, getting accustomed to, habituated to this machinery. That means you can use S6 at the last, right? So PS and S6 at the last, that is the C. Absolutely correct. Next. A large city is the best school for studying life. Why? If we live in a city for years or two, in a large city we can encounter different types, maybe the rich, the poor, the profound. Different types is nothing but all these, the rich and poor. That means Q and R combination. Check for QR combination. QR is only here. Check for S&P. The various facts of life can be found related in a large city. If we live in a city for a year or two, we'll be able to acquire good knowledge of life. So can be used, that is D combination. Next, great talkers are never great doers. Why is it said in such a way? Great talkers are never great doers, but when the time comes action, they keep themselves away. No, cannot be used. Rather they serve. No, we come across people who are equivalent over great things, but when the time for the action comes, they keep themselves away. So we can connect with R and Q. Check for RQ combination. RQ here. Let us check for SP also. Many who deliver wonderful speeches about their own greatness do no valuable service to the country. Can we use this? Rather, they don't do any valuable century. Rather, they serve themselves and never the community. Can be used. That means S and P combination also can be used. So RQ and S and P combination is B. So focus on the shortcuts. Leisure is perhaps as important as work. Why? And cannot be used. And we feel very tired. When do you feel very tired? Sometimes we work continuously and we feel tired. Okay, can we use this combination? RP combination. Check with SQ also, or QS. Unless we have some break, we cannot carry on and our health may suffer. After little relaxation, we can work more energetically and efficiently. So QS combination also can be used here. Q with S. Okay, check for RPQS. Fourth option. Let us move to the next question here. This is next section, synonyms. So synonyms are the same meaning words, antonyms are the opposite meaning words. Let us go through these synonym section. So these synonyms are again 10, and antonyms also there are 10. Let us look at the first one, 51st. Please use conversational language. Okay, conversation in the language in the sense anything that is not formal, you can call it as informal language. Okay, so if your friend is speaking to you and if he is using the language which is like a office language, then you can tell him please use conversational language. That means normal language. Formal cannot be used here, that becomes opposite. Complex no. Dialogical in the sense professional language. Informal language can be the correct one. So conversational and informal synonyms. Next one, my neighbor is malicious. What do you mean by malicious? Malicious in the sense anybody who is little bit evilish, okay, or you can call a spiteful person, okay, or you can also tell a bitter person who has bitter ideas. Okay, generous not related. Affectionate, lovable. Generous and affectionate synonyms here. Magnanimous cannot be used. Magnanimous means generous again. A, B, and D. These three are synonyms. Spiteful, evilish. So you can go with this as a synonym. Third one is your synonym. Next, let us look at 56. His gibbous looks make him different from others. Gibbous looks in the sense, we call them as a hunchback people, people who bend and walk. Okay, who bend and walk. We call them as gibbous people. They are hunchback people. Okay, A is there. That is a hunch. First one can be used. Next one, she tormented me with her detached behavior. Tormented in the sense tortured. She tortured me. Okay, she made me distress. She made me suffered. Threatened, ignored, casual. Casual in the sense to persuade somebody. Okay, distressed, tortured, distressed. Fourth one can be used. Okay, that means mental behavior, mental torture. Next one, I was awe inspired by his designation. Designation means his job. What we can do, look here, not looks, position. Okay, social status no, personality no, only A can be used. Position in his office, designation in his office. Next, words of endearment always touch me. Endearment in the sense, any words that are related to love or anything that is related to affection. Find out the synonym for this. Praise is to appreciate, fondness in the sense likeness. Conviction is not related, wisdom not related. Conviction is related to judiciary. Okay, so here we can go with the B. Next, his peerless manners were noticed. Wouldn't be peerless. Peerless in the sense anything that is matchless, not suitable. Okay, he was behaving differently. That manners was noticed. So what we can use here? Lovable, no. Rowdy, irrelevant, unequal. What is unequaled? Unequaled is in the sense anything that is matchless. D can be used. Next, he studied mensuration carefully. Mensuration is nothing but related to measurements. That is the first one we have here. A is the synonym. Next one. We should follow patience and forbearance. Forbearance in the sense self-control. Okay. Constraint. Constraint is to restrict. Encouragement, restraint, support. What we can use here? Restraint is to control yourself. That can be used with self-control. So C is a synonym. They smoothed in the sense, kind of stopping something. You can go with the fire here, that is extinguishing. Extinguishing the fire is nothing but smoothing fire. Lightened, no, not stopping. Surrounded, no. Doused is extinguished. Okay, C can be used. Next. Antonym section here. He discontinued the work due to pressure. Discontinued, that means he stopped working. Let us check with this here. Deputed in the sense appointed. Resumed is restarted. Seized, stopped, concealed, hidden. Okay, so discontinued, continued. Which one can be used here? B can be again starting the work. Next, the teacher cheated. Cheated means scolded. Admonished, scolded. Reprimanded, disapproved, kind of scolded. Commended in the sense praised. Not commanded, that is commended. Praised or admired or complimented. Reprove also negate, criticize. So only we can use scolded, praised opposite to each other. Next, Mohan is quite reticent. Reticent in the sense anybody who is a reserved person, shy person. Okay, we have to get opposite of this. Taciturn is a shy person. Reserved is synonym. Quiet cannot be used. All A, B, C, D are out. Gallerous. Gallerous means anybody who is talkative. One who always talks. Bold, we can say. Next, he was rather childish. Okay, childish, infantile in the sense childish. That means immature. Next, harmonious. Anybody who is friendly. Seasoned is one season is to related to food, seasoning the food. Another season is anybody who is experienced. Next, exquisite is delicate. Okay, so which option you can opt here? Seasoned is experienced, childish experienced, can be opposite. Next one, I cherish your company. What is cherish here? I love your company, I adore your company, I enjoy your company. Okay, look at the first one. Deprecate is disprove, or you can call it as disapprove. I value your company, synonym. I adore your company, synonym. I sustain is encourage. Okay, so which one you can opt here? You can go for A here, that is disprove or disapprove. Next, the house was full of chaos. Chaos in the sense disorder, disturbance, disorder, confusion. Uniformity, uniformity in the sense constancy. Order in the sense in proper order. So chaos and order. Chaos is disorder, order is in proper manner. So you can opt D as your answer for antonym. Next, John is a magniloquent magniloquent person. Magniloquent person in the sense, what and magniloquent in the sense of self praising. You can call it as bombastic. Bombastic person, that means he praises himself in a over way. Lofty person, bombastic person, synonyms. Okay, turgid in the sense inflate. Inflate in the sense self-praising. Okay, pompous is also same, one who gives self-importance. Okay, so A, B, C, these three can be synonyms. Next, terse is somebody who is very brief, not very bombastic. We can call it is to the point. Okay, doesn't speak more, so you can opt D here. Next, his clandestine affairs were suspicious. What in by clandestine affairs? Clandestine in the sense anything that is hidden, secret. Okay, so covert operation, secret operation, synonym here. Conspicuous, again synonym. Next, furtive is also conspicuous in the sense, one conspicuous is anything that is visible, or you can also call it as anything that is very clear, not hidden. Furtive is secret. Okay, next, unknown is also secret, which you do not know. So C is out, synonym. D is also out. A is also out. You can opt to be here. Next, we worship celestial. Celestial related to God, godliness. Anything that is godly. Ethiopian is also godly. Earthly is not godly. Transcendental, godly. Ritual related to God. Okay, earthly in the sense not godly. B can be your antonym. Next, some animals live dormant. Dormant in the sense complete sleeping life. They always sleep. Latent. Latent is anything that is inactive, dull. Inert is also same thing, comes as a meaning of powerless. Sluggish, weak, lazy. Active comes as antonym here. Dormant and active opposite to each other. Next, close comparison. Let us check this. In this section, you will come across a paragraph. So in the paragraph, there will be blanks given. And in each blank, you will come across four options. Let us check with the meanings. Bad habits such as overeating, drinking, or smoking dash very easy to acquire. How very easy? Are very easy. Will shall cannot be used here. How or are? They are all very easy. We can go with B. One should fight dash the force of habit. One should fight force of the habit. That means you have to fight opposite of this. Opposite in the sense against of that, not from. Even good things can be very harmful when done dash excess. When done how excess? To excess, in excess, with excess, as excess. With excess can be used. That means if you do good things also for over period of time, that could affect you. Next, the wise man is conscious. Conscious is followed by off. Okay, that is off you can use. Next, conscious of his bad habits and checks them properly. The use of tobacco has spread all over the world. Okay, so all is followed by over when you are referring to the world. Those who have acquired this bad habit would dash be able to get rid of it. That means they cannot. A negative case is needed. That means they would barely get out of it. That means they would be unable to get out of it. Next, alcohol, which is more common in cold countries than warmer ones, does nobody any good and should be avoided particularly altogether. That means completely meaning should be avoided altogether. Next, alcohol, even if taken in small quantities, dash to affect one's health. Denies to affects no, levels no, does no, tends to affect in the sense it would give effect. For the victims of alcoholism, dash helps. What does help? Treatment could help them, right? So not diagnose is verb form. Cannot challenge, no. Treatment could help, but this condition cannot be cured. Treatment could help them, but condition cannot be cured. Symptoms of alcoholism include repeated alcohol consumption, dash related legal and health issues. Serious, despite. Symptoms of alcoholism include repeated alcohol consumption despite related legal and health issues. Can we go with the despite here? Meaning cannot be used. Therapeutic, curable, serious or despite. Symptoms of alcohol consumption, symptoms of alcoholism include repeated alcohol consumption. Serious related cannot be used. Despite related legal and health issues can be used. Next, completion of the sentences here. You have to complete these sentences which are given. Look at them. I stopped seeing her. For she moved, as long as she moved cannot be used no sooner. You have to go with for or because. We are showing the reason. For the reason we can go with because she moved to the city. Next, he led the caravan. He led the caravan whenever he wanted to go. Leading the caravan, right? Caravan is the vehicle. So he led the caravan when whichever cannot be used whomsoever, no, whenever or wherever. We are referring to the place, so you have to go with wherever. Next, no sooner did they arrive at the airport, then no sooner is followed by than, then. Okay, not then, not did. So then the flight took off, then the flight shall take off, not shall take off, then the flight took off. Next, I couldn't be angry with him. Had I tried? No. Should I try? No. If I tried, even I tried. Even I tried, I couldn't be angry with him. Okay. Next one. Unless you work harder, you will succumb, you will pass, you will fail, you will be promoted. See, succumb, pass, promoted. These come as a positive case. Unless you work hard, you will fail. That means kind of condition. If you don't work hard, you will fail. Next, he knows only so much, whichever, so far, what I have. He knows only so much I told him, whichever I have told him, whichever is alternative case, so far as no, whatever or what I have told him. Fourth one can be used. Next. Had I the wings of a bird, this is imaginary case. Remember, whenever imaginary case is used, would must be used. Okay, only would option is A. Next, as you have made your bed, that means you have prepared your bed, so you should sleep there, right? So which one can be used here? You must learn to lie. No, you must adjust the situation. No, you must lie on it. You prepared the bed, go and lie on it. C can be used. Next, he would be happier. Was he more honest? He would be happier. That means imaginary case. Was cannot be used. Had no, should no, were can be used. Were he more honest? In the imaginary cases, were and would. Be careful with this combination. The younger man has more money. The younger man has more money than comparison. Comparison is only THAN. Only option is with THAN. C. Next. Prepositions here. Succeed. Remember, succeed is followed by. Okay, so no. In this case, succeed is followed by dint of perseverance. Succeeded in dint of perseverance. Succeeded is also followed by in. Next, dash is ill health. Owing to his ill health. Owing to his ill health, he retired from his business. Can be used. He traveled dash Mr. Batwal's car. He traveled where at with inside in. He traveled in his car. Next, Suresh came home dash train. Public transport. Whenever public transport is used, remember on train. Next, these are the good rules to leave dash. Good rules, right? So rules can be lived with. That is A. Next, people who are hours. Hours is followed by 2. How many options? Only A is there with 2. Next, few things are impossible. Impossible is followed by again 2. Impossible 2. That is only B. Next, aspire. Okay, aspire. That means desire. Desire is always aspire or desire. Both of them are followed by for. Let us check for. Only one is there. Next, a man who conveys is followed by always at. How many options are there with that? C is there, only one. Next is liable is followed by only 2. Liable is related to 2. These are all phrasal prepositions. Okay, so if you can remember these combinations, it will be easy for you to immediately answer them in the examination. Next, question number 101. What is the tone of this passage? Critical, satirical, analytical, informational. This is all about ecosystem or about all organisms and all. So we cannot say this is critical, not even satirical. Analytical is related to which happened at what time, how much, in how much range, numbers, all must be used in analytical. Information can be used here because it is referring to some information which will be useful for the human beings. Okay, D can be used. Next, look at 102. Which of the following is a non-living constitute of the environment? What is a non-living constitute? Wind, bacteria, grass, frog. Okay. So an area with the non-living constitutes of the environment from an ecosystem. Thus, an ecosystem consists of biotic components comprising living organisms, antibiotic components comprising physical factors like temperature, rainfall, wind, soil, and material. What can be used? All organisms such as plants, animals, microorganisms, and human beings, as well as the physical surroundings, interact with each other. The interacting organisms in an area altogether with the non-living constitutes for the environments. So interacting, look at this combination. Plants, animals, microorganisms, they interact with each other, and they, in all these interacting organisms with the non-living. That means plants, animals, microorganisms are considered as the living. They along with non-living in the sense other ecosystem things. So let us check here. When bacteria, microorganism, Grass, plants related. Frog is animal related. So which one can be the non-living here? That is A. Wind is the non-living. Next. Antibiotic components of the ecosystem refer to. What in by antibiotic ecosystem? Where is it? Okay, look at this. Thus, ecosystem consists of biotic components comprising living organisms and antibiotic components. Antibiotic components comprising physical factors. So, antibiotic components of the ecosystem refer to physical factors. Okay, next. Which of the following is not natural ecosystem? You have to find which is not natural. You will find, for example, if you visit a garden, different plants such as grasses, trees, flower bearing plants, rose, jasmine, sunflower, all these living system interact with each other. So find out which is not interactive. Natural ecosystem. Okay, can we go with that? All these living organisms interact with each other, and their growth, reproduction, and other activities are affected by antibiotic components of ecosystem. So a garden is an ecosystem. Other types of ecosystems are forests, ponds, lakes. These are all natural ecosystem. You have to find which is not natural. Forests, ponds, lakes, these are all natural. What is unnatural here? A. Why? Crop fields are human made ecosystems. Okay. Forest, pond, lake, these are all natural. Not natural is crop field. Next. The word constituent in the passage implies. What in by constituent? Constitute in the sense anything that is large part of something. Part of something. Look at this. Constellation is related to stars. Next. Constellation is related to anything that is honor. Component is part of something. Constriction is to compress. Okay. Now, which one can you use here as anything that is part of something, that you can call it as component? C can be used. Next. 106. When you are attempting, my dear students, when you are attempting these questions, see that you do not waste time reading the comprehension. If at all you have much time, then there is no problem. If you are remaining with any time, what I am suggesting you is, don't complete these reading comprehension if at all they come in the beginning or even in the middle. In this paragraph, in this question paper, they are given in the middle only, like almost at the end, but before some other questions, before some last 10 questions. So what I suggest is, keep them on hold. Keep them on hold. First complete all grammar parts, and if you do not have time at the end, read only questions and go to the answers directly. Go to the paragraph. If you're not having time, do that. If at all you have time, then there you can read. What I suggest to you is, don't read the paragraph beginning in the beginning. You can read that at the end. Okay. Now we have this question 106. We are actually living on the ocean. What does it imply? That means, what is the meaning of that statement there? We are actually living on the ocean. Where is this here? See, we were actually living on the ocean. Why? Because these are the people who are actually going to some place. They are going slowly, moving deeper into the Atlantic, and we got feeling really that we belong to there. So they are going in the ship that passed the horizon, and we actually living on the ocean. So what does it mean here? Living on the ocean in the sense they are homeless? No, that cannot be used. They were on a long voyage into the Atlantic? Yes, B can be used. Okay. Next, 107. Dash the birds all seem to leave up at the night time implies. What does it mean? Let us check that. We discovered that the birds all seem to league up at the night, resting on the water by the hundreds. So how the birds are resting here? What does it mean? Left alone at night, isolated at night, get together at night, stay in the groups at night. What can be used? birds seem to league up in the sense they come together, right? So come together is to get together at night time. Next, what did the author write in his log? Where is this? In his log, he wrote, look at this. I wrote in my log, I have known fear for many times in my life, and indeed I have often striven to develop a situation that provided fear in both my boxing parachuting. I have never known anything like this in my life. That means I have seen many fears, but this type of fear I have never seen. Something is going on there, alright? So which one can you use here? What did the author write? They face the worst kind of fear ever experienced? Yes. He did not experience this type of fear before. A can be used. Next, they lost all hope of survival because it was freezing cold. There was no help coming to them. They were facing severe sea storm. They were frightened by all whales and dolphins. What you can use? Tonight we leave and wait. Nothing could save us if we get into difficulties. No ship could get us of these seas if we arrived in time. We are completely in God's hands at the time of the mercy of weather. Mercy of the weather in the sense they are in difficulty because of some sea problem is going on. So what we can use here, we can go with the sea storm. The sea storm is going on, so they were unable to you know get go into the deeper into the sea or come back. They are in trouble. We are overtaken by enormous feeling of humility. What does it mean? We're overtaken by the enormous feeling of humility, and slowly we are overtaken by the enormous feeling of humility and desire to return to the try and live better life. That means these people thought that nature couldn't do anything, but now they understood that nature is the bigger thing, and because of that humility they now understand that they are being overtaken, and they wanted to live better life after going back. So they have lost faith in themselves. They were ready to accept help from the ships around them. Next, needed equipment for food and food to survive. Have accepted the strength and power of nature with modesty. What we can use here? Fourth one can be used. They understood the power of nature. Next, find out the parts of speech. This is the last section. You think? I think you have. Look at this. Any word that is ending with able or ble. Remember, they are all adjectives. I'm giving you shortcuts. Okay. Next. This year marks the is followed by only noun. Okay, look at these blanks. The plus adjective plus noun, or the is directly followed by noun. If at all after this word still there is noun, then we can consider it as the adjective. Okay, but there is no noun here, right? So this word itself is the noun form. So here the after the noun can be used, so that is the a form you can use. Try to knock that vase over. Knock over. Over is the adverb form here. Okay, that is the preposition of place. Next, I would like an ice cream. Are you having one? Two. One in the sense referring to the pronoun. Okay, that is b. Next, I still cherish the memories of those far off days, and before that adjective must be used. Far off is the combination of adjectives, that is c. Next, I don't think I will come on Saturday. I have lots of work. I have lots of work to do. Besides, that means along with that. Okay, so what we can use here, along with that combination, that you have to go with the this is a linking word. This is linking adverb here. Okay, besides in the sense along with this thing. Besides in the sense um along with something, along with this work I also really have besides I don't really like parties. Along with this I don't really like parties. So that is linking adverb you can use. Next, otherwise my parents lent me money, otherwise I could have afforded a trip. So otherwise is a connector here. Again, this can be used as the conjunction. Next, she wrote me an anguished letter. An is there, article, letter is there in between blank. So that means you can go with this rule. What is the rule I have told you? First rule. Okay, that first rule is adjective. Next, the bottom line, the is there, direct noun is there, so that is a. Next, there is a visitor. A is followed by noun here, so what is it called as? That is article. What type of article is that? That is indefinite article. Yes. Yeah. So this is it for this video, students, right? So I will be uploading the remaining question paper explanations very soon. So whatever the rules I am giving you in this explanation, please do make sure to make a note of it. There are the shortcuts which you can use, connectors and all. So this is it for this CDS exam 1. So CDS exam 2 is going to be conducted very soon, and after that I will also make video on that. And also I will complete all the previous years papers explanations recording. So please do stay tuned. So to stay tuned, do subscribe to the channel and also click on the bell icon to get all the further notifications. And please do share these videos with your friends so that they could get educated. So thank you so much for watching. See you all on the next video.